Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. Feel free to join. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. For with you is the source.
You got the screen? You got on the screen share? This one? For with you
Yes.
is the source of life.
Yes.
For with you is the source of life. For with you is the source of life. For with you is the source of life. In your light, we see light. Ki imka makor chaim. Ki imka makor chaim. Ki imka makor chaim. Borcha nera or. Your light.
For with you is the source of life. For with you is the source of life. For with you is the source of life. In your light we see light. Ki imcha makor chaim. Ki imcha makor chaim. Ki imcha makor chaim. Be'orcha nireor. In your light do we see light. In your light do we see light. In your light do we see light. In your light we see light.
Jordan, please read.
Jordan, if
It is all you. There are no valleys without mountains. The shore exists only by the grace of the sea. It is all you. And so am I, this fragile, gentle reed, a beating heart, a jumping mind. This present moment, always breathing your breath. This needing to know myself, yourself, all you.
Wish to be where you are right now. Wish to be where you are right now. Wish to be where you are right now. Wish to be where you are. For with you is the source of life. For with you is the source of light. For source of light. In your light we see light.
Welcome, everybody. Indeed, bless us all. Bless us all for our intention to be here together, to be here, to make ourselves better, more connected. I posted on Facebook this morning, if anybody saw, a picture of my favorite rabbi, Reb Yodiah, and put in his mouth the words, "May the source be with you." And indeed, may the source be with all of us. Rabbi Yodiah sends his blessings. He will not be here this year. He's off doing good in the rest of the cosmos. And welcome to everybody. We have people joining us today on the road, I believe. Yeah, there she is. And I want to say, welcome, Hadass. And I want to say, I'm glad you made it from the road. And I want to say, may you protect yourself. Don't look at that screen too much. And may you be protected. So.
Really glad to be here. Thank you.
Glad you made it. She's one of the lucky ones. This Zoom stuff has been working well, but some people have not been hard time getting the links, finding the links, not getting them on time. And it's something we still need to work on, how to get these links out in a secure way so everybody who wants one can have one. But feel free to email them around, send them to your friends. Just tell people not to post them publicly so they don't get, so they don't have problems. So welcome everybody, and especially welcome our presenters, Aruna Beth Miriam Rose, and our featured musicians and vocalists, Emily Fox and Yossi Weintraub. You want to say anything else, Yossi?
I'd
Emily?
like to say hello to my cousin Vivian from New York.
Ah.
Are we muted?
Hello, Vivian.
Can
Okay.
you find a reader for the first quote up on the screen share, Jordan?
Okay, does somebody want to read these quotes? You can maybe read a couple of them and then somebody else can read a couple of them. So anybody who's wants to unmute themselves can read some Abraham Joshua Heschel. Kathy, I tried to get you yesterday. Let's have you today.
Hey, Kathy, you're muted.
Radical amazement. Our goal should be to live life in radical amazement, to get up in the morning and look at the world in a way that takes nothing for granted. Everything is phenomenal. Everything is incredible. Never treat life casually. To be spiritual is to be amazed. By Abraham
I like to say
Joshua
that
Heschel.
often it just takes opening our eyes to see things in a different way. Like Kippur in the desert with Ishmael just had to open her eyes, look differently, and she saw well. And
So the invitation is to open our eyes and our hearts and our minds to all the blessings, all the things that surprise us or perhaps don't surprise us, and maybe we'd be better served if we allowed them to surprise us. So there'll be space in the song to reflect on some of those, and for any of us to unmute and fill in the blanks, as it were, and be spacious in blessing.
Feel free to unmute when you have something to say. Speak clearly. Don't unmute to sing along because that creates trouble. So go ahead.
And when we bless, we take notice and we can appreciate more and we can be even more amazed.
To bless means to welcome.
I open my heart to the Spirit. I open my heart to the song. I open my heart to the blessing that's been there all along. I open my eyes
Blessings, blessings, bless this gift of love.
I open my body to the laughter. I open my body to the tears. I open my body to the wisdom that's been there all these years. I open my mind to the lessons. I open my mind to the love. I open my mind to the giving and to the infinite source above. Blessings, blessings, bless this gift of life. Blessings, blessings, bless this gift of love. Blessings, blessings, bless this gift of Zoom. Blessings, blessings, bless this gift of
Poetry.
Blessings, blessings, bless this gift of
Music.
Can't hear you. Louder, Beth.
Music. Music. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
blessings, blessings, bless this gift of
Democracy.
Democracy. Blessings,
blessings, bless this gift of
Family.
Oh.
family.
Blessings, blessings,
Bless this gift
of
of
peace.
peace.
Blessings,
Blessings, bless this gift of
Clean air.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blessings,
Blessings,
Blessings.
bless this gift of
Didn't hear it.
Light.
Well,
light.
I open my heart to the Spirit. I open my heart to the song. I open my heart to the blessing that's been there all along.
So grateful for the blessing, seeing all your faces this morning.
Vivian, you got beautiful living room, but I'd love to see your face
So
too.
you're-
Beautiful living room, but
And I love the greenery I see.
So we could have, if another person could read about Teshuvah. Just unmute yourself and go ahead and read.
Teshuvah is the power to lift the veil of distance and see what can be made whole. Rabbi Naomi Levy.
And another. Anyone who would like?
Teshuvah, Rabbi Levi Yitzhak of Berdikev, reminds us that an essential gateway to Teshuvah, to renewal and change, is the realization that the Holy One of Blessing instills new life in each of us at every moment, with every breath. Thus, with each breath, we are essentially become creations with new possibilities.
Amen, amen. Sounds like a good time to notice the breath. And a good time, too, to reflect. Sometimes it's easy enough to be overwhelmed by all the work that there is to do, all the work even on myself. And I like to remember this prayer. It's a Kabbalistic prayer that focuses on the power and the source that enables us to not need to do everything at once, to not need to do all the work at once. There's so much karma that we've built up I like to think of this piece as kind of a karmic conditioner, a detangler. It says, Holy One, with the power of your love, help us to untie the tangles so that we can focus on just what we need in each moment.
With the power of
Boundless love, free our tangled thoughts, free our hearts. With the power of boundless love, free our tangled thoughts, free our hearts. Through all time and space, may light and blessing shine. Through all time and space, may light and blessing shine. Anna v'cho ha'gedulah shemincha ta'atir terurah. Anna v'cho ha'gedulah shemincha ta'atir terurah. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam evaed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam evaed. Oy le'yadlalai, yadlai, lai, 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 yadlalai, yadlalai, lai, yadlai, lai, yadlalai, yadlai, lai, 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 yadlalai, lai, lai, lai. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam evaed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam evaed. Yadlai, lai, yadlai, yadlai, lai, 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 yadlai, yadlai, lai, lai, yadlai, lai, yadlai, yadlai, lai, 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 lai. Through all time and space, may light and blessing shine. Through all time and space, may light and blessing shine. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam evaed. Baruch Shem kevod malchuto le'olam vaed. Yom Kippur, one of the names of Yom Kippur, as we'll learn in Torah today, is Shabbat Shabbaton. So it's a very special in some ways of all the Shabbats. And every Shabbat comes and sings of the song, Tov Lehodot, what a gift it is to be grateful. And as focusing on gratitude, it's been said by many, sometimes the most simplest prayer is the most profound, and one of the most simplest ways to pray is to take a breath. Appreciate that breath as it's coursing through us, and on the exhale, simply to say, thank you. It is good to give thanks. Tov Lehodot.
Tov lehodot l'Adonai, l'zamer l'shimcha elyon. Tov lehodot l'Adonai.
להודות לאדוני, זמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות. זמר לשמך עליון, טוב להודות לאדוני, זמר לשמך עליון. So with your next breath, you might like to consider, when we breathe out, this is how we sing. Our breath, our out breath is a song. And when we breathe in, this is the universe, this is the Holy One of Blessing, breathing that new life into us, making us, in each and every moment, into a new song.
The breath of God is moving through you and through me. Dancing winds, Ruach Elohim on earth and sea. Ruach, Ruach, connecting to my soul. Ruach, Ruach, each moment unfolds. Remember, spirit flows through you with every breath you take. And so each breath is holy. Keep this thought awake. Ruach, Ruach, connecting to my soul. Ruach, Ruach, each moment unfolds. Looking into someone's eyes, who are you really see?
Ruach HaKodesh in every living being. Ruach, Ruach, connecting to my soul.
Ruach, Ruach, each moment unfolds. The universe is breathing through you and through me. The universe is breathing through you and through me. The universe is breathing through you and through me. The breath of life is breathing us through you and through me.
And I understand that one of the beautiful blessings of song that Rabbi Hanan loved to grace us with, the blessings that my soul, my spirit, is always a blessing to the Holy One. et Hashem Baruch nafshi Baruch nafshi Baruch nafshi et Hashem. So let us all join our souls together, rising in spirit, rising in body, as we see ourselves moved, as we bless the source of all life.
The Baruch Hu. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. And the blessings give us strength and make our visions clear. And the blessings give us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed.
Baruch et Hashchina HaMevarachet. Blessings are the immanent one, calling from our souls.
Oh, Chadash, Al Zion Ta'ir. May a new light shine in our hearts. May we shine it everywhere.
ונזכה כולנו, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ונזכה כולנו, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ינאי, 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 כולנו בהרה לאורו. ונזכה כולנו, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ינאי, 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 Yizkechu lanu, and may all of us find the clarity to let that light shine through so sweetly, and may all of that light reflect the boundless and the endless love surrounding all of us. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we're too embittered to hear. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we're too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. A fountain of blessing are you, Holy One, surrounding us and embracing us in the light of your love and unity.
Last night, those of you who were at the service here at Adullam, you got to see as a kavanah the beginning of this song, this prayer. Now you'll get to sing along on the Shema. All life is joined together. We are connected through the heart. Sometimes in our scattered separate universes, we forget that we are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. And as our hearts begin to open, compassion and love are who we are, and all living things on this planet join us when we sing this song. Please join in if you haven't already. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Through time and space your glory shines. Le'olam And in just a moment, we'll invite an offering from Chazan Beth Rose. V'techazena einena, may our eyes see. Rabbi David Zeller used to teach this prayer is not about should your majesty and divinity come and express itself on earth, rather simply to recognize that it's already here and all we need is to open our eyes to it. And Beth, if you'd like to offer more about the meaning for you in Rachamim, please unmute yourself and take us away.
Well, the word rachamim comes from the Hebrew word rachem, meaning womb. It is the boundaryless love of a mother for her child, a love that stems from the deep knowledge that the child is both of her and not of her. And to me, that is kind of how we're connecting with this love at this time in this process of teshuvah. ותחזינה עינינו ושובך וציון ברחמים ותחזינה עינינו ושובך לציון ברחמים ותחזינה עינינו ושובך לציון ברחמים ותחזינה בשובך לציון ברחמים. May our eyes behold your return to us, your return for all of the world, Birachamim. May our eyes behold your return to us, your return for all of the world, Birachamim. May our eyes see with your compassion and our hearts open, Birachamim. May our eyes see with your compassion and our hearts open, Birachamim, Birachamim, Birachamim.
So beautiful. Thank you. I feel like that's one of those moments, such a beautiful, beautiful prayer and invocation. I feel like I could just be standing in that for a long, long time. So the invitation now, Amidah, traditionally our standing prayer, but however it is that each of us chooses to stand in that space, I'd like to encourage us to feel that holy, divine rechem, to be held in that womb with all the newness, with all the vulnerability, with all the interdependence, and with all the sacred, holy potential of a new being about to be born once again. And I mentioned last night, and I know many of us had heard Rabbi Hanan reminding us that perhaps counterintuitively to some, Yom Kippur was understood by our sages as one of the most joyful days of the Jewish year. So the invitation I invite us to also is to wrap our own personal prayers, our silent prayers, in joy, in light, in love. Let's take some time, pray on our own. How awesome is this place? How awesome is this moment? Let us join together in recognition of the awesomeness. Kedushat hayom ki yehu nora v'yayom. Let's join together. Let us give fitting recognition and honor to the holy awesomeness of this day and the awesome potential of every day for teshuvah and tikkun, for healing and for repair. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, and on Rosh Hashanah it is written, and on Yom Kippur it is sealed. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uveyom Som Kippur yechatemun. Berosh Hashanah yikatevun, uveyom Som Kippur yechatemun. It is written and it is sealed.
What are we writing? What are we sealing? Who will die by fire, water, flood, pandemic, economic loss? Who will die and who will live? The great shofar is sounded. Listen, listen, listen. Stop to hear the still, small voice.
Who will help? Who will serve? Who will show kindness and compassion? Who will breathe life into those who feel they cannot breathe? Who will show love? Who will raise up the lowly? Who will enrich the poor? And who will help the troubled and offer peace? Is there someone who would like to unmute and continue the questions?
That me?
Were you screen sharing them?
Yes.
You're not on.
Oh, slicha. My apologies. Thank you. Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you read, Jordan?
And who will take responsibility for the care of our earth? Who will take a stand for justice and equality? Who will sit down and receive your helping hands. It is written by our own words, and it is offered with our own mouth. We seal our love with a kiss. We send it out on the wings of angels. Yes, the angels seized with awe announce, this is the very day of judgment.
Beth, perhaps?
Let us judge you on the merits of your actions. The great shofar is sounded. Listen, listen, listen. What is it calling you, and where will you place your holy energy? How will you seal it? The still small voice is calling you.
ובשופר גדול ייתקע וקודם המדקה יישמע. Let's open to the still small voice calling from within. The Holy One of Blessing taught us the attributes of compassion, of mercy, of womb-likeness, if you will. May those speak from within each of us through that still small voice. Beth?
Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed v'Yemet, Notze Chesed la'alafim, Nose Avon v'Fesha, V'Chata v'Nakeh. Shekhinah, Shekhinah, compassion and tenderness, patience, forbearance, kindness, awareness, bearing love from age to age, lifting guilt and mistakes and making us free. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed v'Yemet, Notze Chesed la'alafim, Nose Avon v'Fesha, V'Chata v'Nakeh.
Amen, amen. So may it be. And turn off the screen share. And an invitation. Open to the joys of Torah. La 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 Amen. 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 So there is so much joy to be drawn forth from Torah. One of my dearest teachers, Rabbi Victor Reinstein, likes to begin Torah and his Torah study with just going around the table and everyone says their name because he brings to us the recognition and the awareness that each of us is in fact a letter, a word, and perhaps a whole world of Torah. So I invite you each, as we begin our Torah, whether you choose to mute or unmute, to just simply say your own name and listen to it coming forth from that Ruach Elohim from within. Realize the blessing that you are, truly are.
Jordan.
Jordan, could you unmute everybody and then they can all say their names?
My name is Yosef.
And I'm Emily.
Ira. Joy.
Allison.
Gary.
Wendy.
I'm Kathy.
Arlene.
Aruna Beth.
Dharmika, Judith.
Dear Leah, Lori.
Gary.
Sue.
Fountain of blessing are you, Holy One, who brings to us and teaches us all these names, all these words of Torah. May we each be blessed to, with the recognition of the time, vision, that all these names are one.
And Jordan, could you unmute everybody now? I mean, mute everybody.
And whether muted or not, recognize that we're all energized in spirit. So one word stands out for me in this reading, and perhaps one concept. The word particularly speaks to me because it has so many flavors. And it's really a full spectrum. It's the word in Torah, and we'll read a few lines in a few minutes, but it's the word in Torah that is usually understood to mean that we fast on this day. And it's often even translated that this is the day on which we will, quote unquote, afflict our souls. But there's so much more. There's so much more to that one word. even in what appears very much in this moment to be a time of multiple afflictions. So it's particularly poignant. But we also read in this Torah portion within the same couple of lines that this day, Yom Kippur, once a year, is Shabbat Shabbaton. It's the Shabbat of Shabbats. And we know that we're taught that the essence of Shabbat is oneg, is joy. So we can't really just stop there. So this word anah is so multifaceted. It brings, yes, it's connected to the word anav, anava, which is often translated as humility, but not in the sense of self-effacement or self-debasement, but rather in the humble recognition that there's more to the world than myself. And at the same time, the perhaps equally humble and sometimes more difficult recognition that, oh yes, I have a very valuable place here. And as Rabbi Victor used to say, the way you can tell that is, you're still here, aren't you? You're alive. And then the word anah, la'anot, means to answer, to respond. So there is embedded in this expression the notion of taking responsibility. How do we respond to the stimuli and to the events, perhaps sometimes even, as some folks say, the triggers that we're presented by life, by each other, and even by ourselves. But then it goes on. When we sing the song at the sea, the song of liberation, we say, Ze'eli anu v'amru. They point and they say, this is my God. And they all sang with joy. So this root means also to sing with joy and gratitude. Perhaps the humility of recognizing what is, and that life, as imperfect as it may seem sometimes, can also be the root of much joy. And sometimes it's up to us to see it, to open our eyes, as Beth sang, to visualize it, and to be an instrument of its manifestation. So finally, then, this one expression that says, Ve'inentem et nafshotechem, to me means you will allow your nefesh, your soul, to sing with its most inner, with its most pure joy. And then, one of the deepest features of this Torah is the progression and the choreography of this technology of teshuvah that's enacted by the Kohen Gadol, the high priest in our mythic tradition, going into the Holy of Holies, expressing with breath that name which is the most holy and which is the most divine, as a kapara, Kippur, kapara, Yom Kippur, in a way as a covering or as a cleansing. This is the day on which we will be cleansed and healed. And the only way that happens is from going into the Holy of Holies. The way that happens is from the inside out. The Kohen Gadol is instructed, make atonement, make amends, reattune, first for yourself, then for your family, then for your community, and only then for the people as a whole. So the blessing of this reading. Let's read and see what we can find. So I will hopefully remember to return to screen share. We can see? And can we see the screen share now? Is that available?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so I'm just going to.
I can't quite make it out.
I'm sorry?
Can't quite make out the letters though.
Ah. Okay.
And then again, I don't read Hebrew.
Yeah, well that's that. So I will intone and translate on our behalf or interpret as best I can, just about 3 or 4 lines or verses, and we'll see what blessings emerge. And can you follow? Can you see you can see the pointer here, I think, also. Jordan or anyone?
I don't see the pointer.
You don't see my cursor?
No. There it is. There it is.
Oh, good. Okay, we found it. Yeah, I know. Sometimes you have to do an extra click. Okay, here we are. B'chodesh hashvi'i, on the 7th month, v'asar lachodesh, on the 10th day of the month, that is today. This day is called in rabbinic tradition Yoma, the day. Ta'anuhu et nafshotechem, and thus you shall respond with your nefesh, with your soul, with all of your physical being. You will emphasize your spirit on this day. V'chol melacha lo ta'asuhu, and so you won't do any of your normal business activities. Ha'ezrach, even the foreigner. V'hager hagar betochechem, and the stranger that is within your midst, even and perhaps especially those places inside you and in your family with which you feel yourself presently estranged. For on this day, Ki vayom hazeh yechaper aleichem, it will be made an atonement, an attunement, a realignment for you. Letaher etchem, to purify you. Mikol chatotechem, from all of those missings of the mark. Lifnei Adonai titaru, before and in the presence of the Holy One shall you be cleansed. For there is only so much you can do to make amends to your fellow person. And at the same time, it's necessary to open to that Holy Spirit, to let us be cleansed of not just our actions, but our thoughts and our assumptions and our embedded assumptions and all of those invisible, unconscious, subconscious biases. May we be blessed with the Spirit, with your Ruach, to bring them to the surface and to be cleansed. Shabbat, Shabbaton hi lachem, and so it shall be like the Sabbath of all Sabbaths for you. Ve'initem et nafshotechem, and you shall allow your spirit to be free to sing its own unique song in this universe, in harmony and sometimes in cacophony with those around you and all of the universe. Hukat olam, and this shall be a perpetual kavanah, a perpetual embodiment of divinity for you. V'chiper hakohen, and so you shall bring forth your priestessly and priestly being, your priestly persona. You shall see yourself as though anointed, yimashach. You are a particular portion of Mashiach, of the redemption. You shall fill your hands, Yimale et Yado, to serve L'chahem, according to the spirit, Tachat Aviv, of your source. V'lavash, and you shall garb yourself, et bigdei habad, bigdei hakodesh, recognize all of your clothes and all of your trappings as holy garments. V'chiper et mikdash hakodesh, and so you will make alignment with the sanctuary at all the holy places, the sanctuary of your body, the sanctuary of your home, the sanctuary of your tent of meeting places, yet ohel moed, your altar, v'et hamizbeach, it shall be healed, atoned, first from the inside, then v'al all hakohanim, and so all of your priestly brethren, and you recognize us all as priestly siblings and sisters, and then finally, for all of the entire community, there shall be a healing, there shall be an atonement, there shall be an attunement, there shall be tikkun. V'al kolam hakahal yichaper. So may we and all be blessed to sing, to dance, to wrestle out the joy in each moment that's possible, to share that joy, to create space and community and family and buildings and social structures and systems that make that joy and that freedom and that song and that dance and that fresh air and greenery available, accessible to all of our community, to all who dwell on earth, to all the creatures, to all of creation. May we walk the paths of peace and shalom, of wholeness and celebration for all. This day, which is the day, this moment, which is each and every moment. Let's say, Amen.
Amen. Yeshikoah.
Reflections, anyone?
That was the most beautiful, beautiful talk, and I hope you'll transcribe it because I want to be able to read it again.
Thank you, me too.
Well, at least we're recording, right, Jordan?
Yes.
So we'll have it. Thank you. It was so helpful.
I want to say all the services we've done and today will be on the webpage, video and audio only. And so they're there if you want to hear the whole thing or have your friends or family hear them or any portion of them. They're all up there.
So incorporated and included in all these blessings are blessings of healing, of body and of spirit. And Beth, if you'd like to introduce, we can, we'll offer a healing blessing. But first, let's open the floor and open our channels for visualizing healing and offer names either by chat, by voice, and by holding in our hearts the names of those people, places, things in need of healing, body and spirit.
Randy Francis and Aaron Bride.
Let's see. I see everyone muted. I don't know if, Jordan, you need to unmute folks to say names or...
No, I think people can all unmute themselves, and I don't know.
okay.
I don't know how to do a mass unmute. Maybe there's a way. Maybe you'll show me.
I think people still need to unmute themselves. You just give permission.
They all have permission.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and of course, Rabbi Hanan Sells.
Joan Rose and Sydney Rose.
Hal Kalish.
Shelley Novoselsky.
Louis Abrams.
Lenny Nason.
Carmel Davida Bachoshana. Faivo Ben Sechia. Esther Bat Ita.
Alden Francia Lauren.
And if we could spotlight and unmute Beth.
Is this sound okay? I just want to make sure it's not too glaring. Is the sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds lovely from here.
Okay.
Or Beth, I don't know if we heard.
Berach lavotenu mikur habracha imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach la'imotenu makor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
So as we turn Torah to our holy ark, may her words and her joy and her invitations and her exhortations be sealed in each of our hearts.
now going to move into the service of forgiveness. And Jordan, we'd like you to read the first
We need to share it.
paragraph, and then the last two lines everybody will read in bold.
I forgive. Before I ask you to forgive me, it is only right that I forgive others who have offended me, who have damaged me unintentionally or willfully, who have injured my reputation, my property, my body, or have hurt others I love or care for, whether by thoughts, words, or deeds. Together, I forgive every person. May no one be punished on my account.
Who are we? We are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Join me. Yet we've abused, we've betrayed, we've been cruel, we've destroyed. At our core, we are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've embittered, we have falsified, we have slandered, we have hated. Our real being is light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've insulted, we have jeered, we have killed, we have lied. Who are we? We are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've mocked, we've neglected, we've oppressed, we've perverted. At our core, we are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness. Yet we've been unkind, we've been violent, we've left the path, we led others off the path. Oh, did we leave out some sins?
We have quarreled.
We have quarreled, we've rebelled, we have stolen, we've corrupted. Yet at our core, we are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness.
See. Can we get someone to read the share screen that's up right now? Anybody unmute and please read this for the places, achet, for the places where we've missed the mark. Somebody want to read this?
Okay. Chet, for the places where we have missed the mark, life provides us daily challenges that reveal our weaknesses and flaws. We know we have failed to love you by failing to love all of your creation. Even more, we have failed to serve those we love again and again.
Thank you.
And a reminder that we're all family and we're all connected. Anu vonecha ve'ata avinu, for we are your people, you are our God. We are your children, you are our source.
We are your creation, part of your body. You are the river of life. We are channels through which you flow.
And another reader?
We unmute.
Arlene, you're muted. Very good.
Oh, okay, good. Thanks. For our missings of the mark, we ask for the opportunity to become more of our true selves, to become stronger, wiser, more loving, and more just. Open our hearts that we may grace the world with our deeds. Let us bring forth all we are so we may reflect your light within us.
And another?
Yes, Kathy.
Unmute Kathy. Kathy, you're muted, or someone else.
My missings of the mark. I need to speak these words aloud and know that the universe hears them. Forgive me, source of all being, for all the ways I have missed the mark. I get caught in old patterns and paradigms. I am stubborn and hard-headed.
Or you are within us, and we are within you. Okay.
I think one more reader.
We think one more reader.
Gary, come on, let's hear your voice.
I regret my errors, poor judgments, missed opportunities, and wrongdoings. But I have done these things, and I confess it now. Although I personally did not do all of these things, I know that in taking responsibility for one another, we can heal.
So I'm now going to channel Rabbi Hanan. And I remember him saying many times, this day is not about beating your brow, about seeing how bad you can feel, all the sins. This is, as we've been saying, a day of joy. So we're going to do some al-hets. We're going to do it like this. First, I'll read 3, and Yossi will read 3, and we'll chant, and then Jordan can read 3, and Beth can read 3, and then we'll need 4 others to read 3 at a time. And the reason why we're saying these out loud today is because we're all responsible for each other. And as you read some of these, you may think, I don't do this, but there's probably somebody here who does do this. And we're in support of each other to grow and to change. And I know sometimes people beat their heart with each one, but I saw Marcia Prager massage her heart. And the way it strikes me is we'll massage these things to look at into our consciousness and our heart. It's only by coming to the surface that we can even begin to look at what is going on for us. And by enlightening us and seeing what it is, hopefully something will percolate during the day. You might think about one of these things and say, how can I grow? How can I change here? So regard this as a way to change. And I'll start with, forgive us for not seeing the spark of divinity within each person and ourselves. Forgive us for not supporting each other as we attempt to change. For cooperating with self-destructive behavior in others or in ourselves.
Forgive us for being jealous and trying to possess and control those whom we love. Forgive us for being judgmental of others and ourselves. And forgive us for withholding love and support. Ve'al kulam Elo aselichot Selach lanu mechalanu Kahelanu.
Jordan.
Forgive us for doubting our ability to love and get love from others. Forgive us for insisting that everything we do have a payoff. Forgive us for not recognizing the beauty within ourselves.
And Beth?
Forgive us for not recognizing the beauty that surrounds us, for not allowing ourselves to play, for being manipulative or hurting others to protect our own egos.
Ve'al kulam Elo aselichot Selach lanu mechalanu Kapelanu.
And someone else.
For the next three and the next three.
Please unmute if you'd like to do this.
Forgive us for being so preoccupied with ourselves that we ignore the large problems of the world in which we live, for being so directed toward outward realities that we have ignored our spiritual development, for feeling so powerless when we hear about oppression that we finally close our ears.
Someone else, the next three?
Forgive us for dulling our outrage at the continuation of poverty, oppression, and violence in this world. Forgive us for allowing our food and our air to be poisoned. Forgive us for not doing enough to save the environment.
Ve'al kulam Elo aselichot Selach lanu mechalanu Kapelanu. And three more.
Forgive us for not doing enough to alleviate homelessness, poverty, and world hunger. Forgive us for being passive recipients of negativity or listening and allowing others to spread hurtful stories. Forgive us for failing to see each other's humanity under the mask we all wear.
And the last three?
Unmute, I think.
Where did I?
Forgive us for accepting a world in which the bottom line is money and power and not fighting for a new bottom line of love and caring. Forgive us for being cynical about the possibility of building a world based on love. Forgive us for forgetting how to smile.
And forgive me for not translating the Hebrew that we've been chanting the last several pages. V'al kulam, and for all of these, Eloah Selichot, you divine source and enabler of all forgiveness. Forgive us, pardon us, help make us whole, help us attune. V'yal kulam, Eloah Selichot, Selach lanu, mechal lanu, kaper lanu. And so, what makes all this opportunity for healing possible? Let's remember the love. Would someone like to share this inspiration from the first chief rabbi of Israel, Rav Avram Yitzchak Kook? Perhaps you, George?
Ahavnu, we have loved. A person should also be jealous concerning the good he or she has done. It follows that just as there is a great benefit to self-improvement through confessing one's sins, so is there a great benefit to confessing one's good deeds.
Amen, amen. And
Beth, would you read the next one?
Closing affirmation. Deep within us, O Infinite One, we know all our shortcomings, and we come here this day not only to seek forgiveness and release, but also to support and encourage one another as individuals and as a community. We are not the same people we were last year at this time. We are learning. We have been deepening our wisdom. We are becoming better at the difficult task of tikkun, of mending ourselves and mending the world. From Rabbi Hanan's Machzor.
Amen, amen. Also inspired by Rabbi Hanan in his Machzor. This closing to our Vidui. At our core, we are light and truth, infinite wisdom, eternal goodness, and we have loved, we have blessed, we have grown, we have spoken words of beauty. Ahavnu, berachnu, gadalnu, dibalnu, yofi. Ay, lai, lai, ay, la, la, lai, 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 ay, la, la, lai, lai, lai. So one of the aspects of all of these days and all of this work is the capacity to hold seeming contradictions. And so, on the one hand, it is indeed aleinu, up to us, and on the other hand, there is no way we can do any of this alone. But first, we need help from our source. Our heavenly source, Avinu Malkeinu. And I need a key?
A minor. Yes.
Key who?
Or A, I guess.
Oops, capo 2. Avinu Malkeinu. Avinu Malkeinu. vanenu, ki ein banu masim. Asay manu, tzedaka v'chesed. Asay manu, tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu tzedaka v'chesed. Asay manu tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu malkeinu, Avinu malkeinu.
It's upon us.
Help us, Holy One. May we feel your holy power. May we feel your holy strength. May we feel your holy presence surround us in this holy place. May we feel the earth beneath our feet as we bend and bow to you. May our bodies rise to greet you as we feel your presence pouring through. It's upon us to feel your holy ground. It's upon us to hear your holy sound. It's upon us to feel the love inside. It's upon us to face you and not hide. It's upon us to think, to act, to do. It's upon us to do what's right and true. It's upon us to reach up to the sky. It's upon us to take our wings and fly. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol. Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol. May we feel your holy power. May we feel your holy strength. May we feel your holy presence surround us in this holy place.
Wow, Yossi. I never heard that before. It must be from the Upanishads.
Shandel Khan is one of my heroes. I've been blessed to lead a few services together with her, and what a gift! What a gift! Hangs out a lot with Hana Tiferet. another one of Rabbi Hanan's and my heroes. Yeah. So coming in for a landing, feels fitting to include in this holy space our recognition and our remembrances of those who have gone past. We will, as many of us know already, we will have a more inclusive and expanded memorial Yizkor gathering beginning, I think, at 5 o'clock. Is that right? 5 o'clock this evening, also on Zoom.
Make sure you have a link. There's a separate link for that.
I'm sorry? We have a separate link.
Make sure you have the link for that 5 o'clock meeting.
So,
and that link is also continues through the Nila service.
Mm-hmm. So a little interpretation of Kaddish, because Kaddish basically, when we say Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash, it's in a reflexive Hebrew form that says, may there be growth and may there be holiness, and the growth in that holiness, just like the Techazena prayer that you shared, Beth, I see it that as being in our awareness. It's up to us to manifest that holiness and to grow the awareness of it in the world. And when that happens, then this kavanah from Rabbi David Wolfblank will come true. The great essence will flower in our lives and expand throughout the world. May we learn to let it shine through us so we can augment its glory. We praise, we continue to praise, and yet whatever it is we praise, it is quite beyond the grasp of all these words and symbols that point towards it. And we know, and yet do not know. May great peace pour forth from the heavens for us, for all of Israel, for all who struggle toward truth. May that which makes harmony in the cosmos above bring peace within, between, and among us, and to all those who dwell on earth. And let us say, Amen. The Aramaic words of the Kaddish, and for all whom we remember at this point. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach erutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו. Le'ela, higher and higher, min kol birchata v'shirata, than any blessings and songs, tush birchata, and praises, v'nechemata, and words of comfort and consolation, damiran bi'alma, that we could even think about saying in this world. Let's say Amen. Yehi shalom rabba, may there be great peace among all. V'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen, and life. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen. And so to close on that note,
make a couple announcements.
Yes, please.
We've already announced the rest of the service for today. The memorial service and Yixor service at 5. And that will probably go about 30, 45 minutes. And then there'll be a short break, and that will go right into the Nila service, closing the gates at 6. That should also be fairly short, about an hour. And that's service. The Nila service is collaborative. All the people that have contributed to these Holy Day services will be joining in and doing different things. So that should be a really fun one. And again, I wanted to bring attention to donations. You can just do it on the website. There's a tab for donating. It's very simple. You can do credit card or you can send in a check. And anything at all, just lets us know that you care and that you would like these to continue. As you know, we lost Hanan this year, and it's a transition for us. So I think we're kind of jazzed about doing some things. But if you are liking what we're doing or want to communicate to us what you're missing or what or not missing, tell us. And we're doing it as a service. That's why we do services. Okay. Anything else?
Jordan, is
Yeah.
there an address? We couldn't find an address.
Oh, there's it's called a mailback form. And the mailback form has an address on it.
Oh, physical snail?
It's a snail mail address form. You can also just do credit card online. But if you want to mail it back with a check, there's a address. There's a mailback form you can print out, and it's got it on there. And you can just use my home address. There's a P.O. box, but you could also use my home address, which is 2960 Adams Street, Eugene, Oregon, 97405. Okay, so
Jordan, thank you so much for the invitation and for holding the space and the structure, and Beth, such beautiful prayers. I could just swim in those for such a long time, and all of you for sharing your light and your joy and your words. And so as we close with Oseh Shalom, literally the maker of peace, the making of shalom, which is also well-being and wholeness, and really the Oseh Shalom that we speak of with divine help and ruach and breath and light is all of us, and so may it continue to be ever more so. Oseh Shalom bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru imeru, amen. Oseh Shalom Oseh Shalom bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru imeru, amen. Oseh Shalom bimroma, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru imeru, Go forth, enjoy.
may the source be with you. Thank you.
Amen, amen, amen.
I'll keep the meeting open for a few minutes in case there's any questions or anyone wants to schmooze at all. And Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you all. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you, everyone. That's really